Good morning, everyone. This is your Nilofer ma'am. I hope you all are fine at your homes and your study is going well. So, as you all know, that we are doing the syllabus of internal assignment 2. Our subject is SST, and in SST we are doing civics. In today's video, I will explain you chapter 3. Topic of the chapter is what is government. So in this chapter, I will explain you that what is government, types of government, and what are the functions of government. So now let's get started. So first of all, I will give you the introduction of the chapter. Let's see. You must have heard the word government mentioned several times. So you all must have heard the word government that is mentioned in your civic books, in your SST books especially, several times. In this chapter, you will learn about what a government is and the important role it plays in our lives. So in this chapter, we will discuss about that what is a government and how it plays an important role in our lives. What do governments do? What is the work of government? How do they decide what to do? How does a government decide that what a person has to do? What is the difference between types of government such as monarchies and democracies? So we will understand about the difference between different kinds of government like monarchies and democracies. So read more and find out with me. Now the topic arises, that is what is government? What is government? Let's see. Every country needs a government to make decisions and get things done. So what is the need of a government? Every country needs a government to make the decisions only and to get the things done that are necessary for a country. These can be decisions about where to build roads and schools and how to reduce the price of onions when they get too expensive, or ways to increase the supply of electricity. So the decisions that can be taken by the government, that are where the government has to build roads, where the parks has to be built and schools also, and how to reduce the price of the onions if they are too expensive, and to increase the supply of electricity. So these kind of decisions are being taken by the government only. The government also takes action on many social issues. For example, it has several programs to help the poor. So in our society, there are many kinds of issues which are called social issues, like too many poors are there in our society. So it is the responsibility of the government to start several programs to help the poor. It does other important things such as running postal and railway services. So it is the responsibility of the government only to run these kind of services like postal and railway services. The government also has the job of protecting the boundaries of the country and maintaining peaceful relations with other countries. So it is the responsibility of the government only to protect the boundary of our country and to maintain peaceful relations with the neighborhood countries also. It is responsible for ensuring that all its citizens have enough to eat and have good health facilities. It is also the responsibility of a government only that the citizen of its country, they are having enough food to eat, they are having good health facilities. When there are natural disasters like the tsunami or an earthquake, it is the government that mainly organizes aid and assistance for the affected people. So whenever a natural disaster hits a place of a country, a particular state, a particular area of a country, so it is the responsibility of the government only to organize the aid, which is called help, to the affected people. If there is a dispute or if someone has committed a crime, you find people in court. If you see that two or more than two people are quarreling with each other, they are having any kind of dispute, or if someone has committed a crime, if someone has done something which is against the law, so we find these kind of people in a court. Courts are also part of the government, so that means courts are also a part of government only. Perhaps you are wondering how governments manage to do all this. So now you all must be wondering that there are too many responsibilities of the government. How does a government manage to do all this? and why it is necessary for them to do so, and why it is necessary for the government to fulfill these responsibilities. When human beings live and work together, there needs to be some amount of organization so that decisions can be made. So whenever human beings are working and living together, so there is a need of an organization that can take decision. Some rules have to be made that apply to everyone, so some rules must be there that should be applied to everyone. For example, there is a need to control resources and protect the territory of a country so people can feel secure. So for example, we can see there is a need to control resources, like natural resources are there. If we will not protect them, so we will not find them in the future. So there must be a law to protect the resources and to protect the territory of a country also, so that people can feel secure and safe. Governments do this on behalf of their people by exercising leadership, taking decisions, and implementing these among all the people living in their territory. So, on the behalf of its people, the government takes the decision, the government provides the leaders, the government implement the laws amongst all the people who are living in their territory to help them, to make them feel secure. Here you can see the picture, some examples of institutions that are part of the government: the Supreme Court, the Indian Railways, and Bharat Petroleum. So these are the responsibilities that are being fulfilled by the government only. The Supreme Court works under the government, and Indian Railways, Bharat Petroleum, etc. Now the question arises, what are the levels of government? Because we have already discussed that there are different kinds of government. Now see levels of government. Now that you know that the government is responsible for so many different things, can you think of how it managed to do all this? So now we have understood that the government is having too many responsibilities to do. So now the question arises that how does a government manage to do all this? The government works at different levels: at the local level, at the level of the state, and at the national level. So the government is divided into levels. There are three levels of government, that is national level, state level, and local level. The local level means in your village, town, or locality. So if we are talking about the local level of a government, that means we are talking about gram panchayat and municipality, because a gram panchayat takes care of a village, and a municipality takes care of the entire city. The state level would mean that which covers an entire state like Haryana or Assam. If we are talking about state level government, so that means we are talking about a government who takes care of an entire state. Like if we are talking about Uttar Pradesh, so state government will take care of the entire state, that is Uttar Pradesh, and the main leader of a state government is chief minister, and the national level relates to the entire country. So national level of a government means the central government. The PM, prime minister, is the leader of the national level government, and he takes care of the entire country. So that's how the government is divided into three levels. First, national level, that means central government. Second is state level, state government, and third is local government, that is municipality and gram panchayat. Later in this book you will read about how local level government functions, and when you go into the next few classes you will learn about how governments function at the state and central level. So later in this book only you will read about the functions of local level government, and when you will go in the classes further, then you will learn about the functions of other governments also, like state government and central level government. Here you can see a picture that is showing that national level government, that is central government, that covers the entire country, that takes care of the whole country. If we are talking about India, that means the central government will take care of whole India. Then state level takes care about only one state, and then local government that takes care of a city or of a village. Here you can see an exercise which is given in your book also. Look at the statement in the column on the left. Can you identify which label they belong to? Place tick marks against the label you consider most appropriate. So there are some statements we have to identify that the statement is related to local government, state government or central government. The first one is the decision of the Indian government to maintain peaceful relations with Russia. So here we are talking about the relationship of a country with the another country. That means we are talking about the central government because the central government takes care of this responsibility. Second one is the decision of the West Bengal government on whether to have board exam in class 8 for all government schools. So that is the decision of a state government because we are talking about a state only, that is West Bengal, that West Bengal's government has to take the decision whether to have board exams for all the students of class 8. So that means it is related to state government. Third one is introduction of two new train connections between Jammu and Bhubaneswar. So here we are talking about Jammu and Bhubaneswar, that is more than one state. So it is the responsibility of again central government. Next one is the decision to locate a common well in a particular area of the village. We are talking about the village, that means local government will take care in an area where the well has to be built. Decision to construct a big children's park in Patna. We are talking about Patna, that means it is the responsibility of local government because local government takes care where the parks has to be built. Next one is the decision of the Haryana government to provide free electricity for all farmers. So it is the decision of Haryana government, that means we are talking about state government. And the last one is introduction of new 100 rupee note. So if a new note will be introduced, that means it will be for all the people of a country. So that means it is the responsibility of again central government. Next topic which we are going to discuss, that is laws and the government. So if we are talking about government, that means we have to discuss about the laws also because they are connected to each other. The government makes laws and everyone who lives in the country has to follow these. So it is the responsibility of a government to make laws for its citizens and it is the responsibility of the citizens to follow those rules. This is the only way governments can function because it is the only way that a government can function. Just like the government has the power to make decisions, similarly it has the power to enforce its decisions. So like we have discussed that the government has the power to make decisions, to make laws. So similarly the government has also the power to enforce those laws to the citizens of a particular country. That means the people are forced to follow the rules. For example, there is a law that says that all persons driving a motor vehicle must have a license. So like you all know that there is a law, if someone who is 18 years old and the one who wants to drive a vehicle, so he should have a license. So that is a law that is enforced on the people, that they want or they do not want, but they have to take a license from the government. They have to take the permission from the government to drive a vehicle. Any person caught driving a vehicle without a license can either be jailed or fined a large sum of money. So any person who is driving a vehicle without a license and the person is caught by the police, so the person either has to go to jail or the person has to pay a large sum of money as a fine. Without these laws, the government's power to make decisions is not of much use. If the government will not enforce the rules, the laws to the people, so no one will going to follow the rules. So that is the only power of a government, that the government can make the decision and can enforce the people to follow the rules, to follow the laws. In addition to any actions that governments can take, there are also steps that people can take if they feel that a particular law is not being followed. So not only a government can take a step, not only a government can take an action if a proper rule is not being followed, other normal people of a country can also take some steps if they saw that a particular rule is not being followed by the citizens. If a person feels, for example, that they were not hired for a job because of their religion or caste, he or she may approach the court and claim that the law is not being followed. So, as you all have already read that in the constitution, it is a right of every citizen of India that government jobs or any kind of job is open for all kind of religions, caste and other things. So if a person feels that he or she is not getting a particular job because of a religion, because of a caste, so the person can approach to the court and can claim to the court that a particular law is not being followed there. The court can then give in orders about what should be done, and then the court will take the decisions what will be done further. Now the question is that types of government. So let's see who gives the government this power to make decisions and enforce laws. So the government has the power to make rules and to enforce the laws. So who gives this power to the government? The answer to this question depends on the type of government there is in a country. So the answer will be dependent of this question, that which type of government is there in a particular country. So if we are talking about democracy, democracy means Prajatantra. So it means it is the people of the country who give this power to the government to make decisions and to enforce the laws. They do this through elections in which they vote for particular persons and elect them. So what happens? The people vote for a particular representative and choose them their leader. Once elected, these persons form the government, and when these persons are elected through votes by the people, they form the government. In a democracy, the government has to explain its actions and defend its decisions to the people. So what happens in a democracy? If government has taken any decision and has made any kind of law and people are not much happier with the law, so that time the government has to defend itself and the government has to explain to the people also that why they have made the law, that why they have taken that decision. Next type of government is monarchy. So another form of government is a monarchy. I have already explained the monarch, king or queen, has the power to make decisions and run the government. So what happens in monarchy? A leader is there, that is king or queen of a country, and he or she has the power to make decisions to run the government. The monarch may have a small group of people to discuss matters with, but the final decision making power remains with the monarch. So what happens? The monarch may have a small group of people to discuss the matters, but the final decision will be of the king or the queen only, and only the king or queen has the power to take the decision. Unlike a democracy, king and queens do not have to explain their actions or defend the decisions they take. So not like the democracy, if kings and queens have taken any kind of actions, so they don't need to explain their action to the people and they don't have to defend them. Here you can see a picture, that is the picture of a king. In India, we used to have a monarchy. We had many kind of leaders, king or queens, like Akbar, Sher Shah, many kinds of kings we have. So this is the first part of the chapter explanation. The remaining explanation I will provide you in the another part of the video. So till that, keep learning and keep watching.